I grew up in a non-churched house where my parents had no affiliation to church or anything. And my mother died when I was 14, and my father and I never got on. And the only way we could talk and communicate and have a relationship was through alcohol. So from the age of about 14 to 17, Dad and I used to drink a lot. I got involved in marijuana, and I ended up getting caught with marijuana, where I went to court, nearly went to jail. From there, entered into a life where I was dealing drugs, growing drugs. It drove me into a spiral down where I couldn't get out of, and the only way I knew to get out of the lifestyle that I was in, I was going to commit suicide. The guy who sold me the marijuana that I got, I went to court with, he just met me randomly one day on the street, and he told me where he worked, what he was doing, and he was living at the New Life Bible College in Thorrington Road, and he was doing an internship at Majestic House, which was New Life Church in Christchurch. And so I was walking down Manchester Street, got to Litchfield Street, and Majestic House used to be across on the corner of Manchester and Litchfield and High Street, and I thought, I'm not going in there. And then next thing I remember was coming out on the third floor of the lift, and there I was in the building. Didn't know how to got there, didn't know what was going on, didn't know anything. But I heard a voice, and his voice said to me, "You've come this far, carry on." So I did. And I said to them behind the counter, I said, that's a matter of life and death. I'd like, can you get Lindsay to ring me? And it was, because the next night I was going to overdose. So they said, he'll ring you by 8 o'clock. Okay, so I wait for the phone, 8 o'clock came, no. Harbour State, no. 9, 10, no. So I went to bed thinking, and I was just deflated again. And then somebody called out, "Murray, phone for you." So I go down and it was Lindsay. So I decided, we made a time we're going to meet him the next day for morning tea. On the next morning, there used to be a pub that used to open down Manchester Street, and I went to the pub, had a few joints, had a few jugs. By morning tea time, go down to see him. Get to the gates, walk in the gates, and there's two big wooden concrete posts. Now I've been stoned for 12, 18 months. Alcohol, drugs. I was just a wreck all the time. And as soon as I walked past these two concrete posts, white painted concrete posts, I was straight and I was sober. No sign, no taste, no influence of marijuana in my life. Talked with Lindsay, had morning tea, had lunch. After tea and after a worship time, it was amazing. This is an unsaved person, all these people that love Jesus and worshiping. And I went and sat outside, and I was sitting there and I was feeling so good, because you just can't not feel good when you're in the presence of God. And I was sitting out there, and this woman, she was the youth leader, she came out, and her name's Jane. She said, "Murray, you need to make a decision. Do you want to ask Jesus Christ into your life?" And I said, "Yes, please." And it was just amazing. So they started praying over me in tongues, and I had a deliverance. I had a demon leave me, and free my tongue up. I was able to confess my sins, confess Jesus as my saviour, and I became born again. But not only just born again, I was actually delivered of drug addiction. I was delivered of alcoholism. I was set free.